Today, my documentary is premiering at the Heartland Film Festival in Indianapolis. It's a documentary about professional women's volleyball. But today is not about the red carpet. It's about me helping you understand how you can get a film in a festival and how you can succeed as a documentary filmmaker. If you don't know anything about Heartland, it's a regional festival here in Indiana. They look for films, as they say in their bio, that truly inspire. It's kind of what they're looking for. And apparently, I made something that inspired people. So this film follows a professional women's volleyball team. It's a behind-the-scenes look at their inaugural season. So the premise of the film was, will they make finals? I did not design the poster, but the poster is awesome. Got Azani, who was featured heavily in the film, and then Lekator. She got injured in the middle of the season, but she's in the film. We talked to Lydia and her husband. We did a lot. We mic'd up Elena and Blake. And we also mic'd up Azani. And we mic'd up 4 of those people. That's part of the film that I was really excited about, was micing up the players. Because I'm an audio guy at heart, produce lots of documentaries, and documentaries are all about sound, okay? So the film has a lot of mic'd up moments, where we mic'd up the coach during games, we mic'd up players during games, and we mic'd up players and coaches during practice. And that was one element that I really wanted to integrate into the film, because I know how important sound is.
Yeah, Kai! Nice. Me! 4! I got it! Do you have something to say to the camera?
Yes. Oh, that's my camera right here. Light it up.
Light it up.
Yeah, light it up. Light it up. Up.
Flames. I love my job.
Hell yeah.
I get to work out for a living. And age my hips at the same time. Work on 3, 1, 2, 3. Work.
I've never been mic'd up before. Oh, get up. I think the lights are brighter today. Anna.
On. 2. Yes, Kai.
Better it.
Yeah, you got 1.
So I directed this together with an awesome DP. His name is Juan Guillen. He did almost all the shooting, all of the footage from the sideline, filming all the players while they're mic'd up, and the coach. This is all this awesome guy right here. Excited to be here?
Super excited. I'm kind of nervous, pitting out. So I'm probably just gonna keep my mouth shut the whole time and just be in the background, just like this.
I'm a little nervous too. It's a little nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie. But we shot it all on, surprisingly, a 10-year-old camera. We shot it on a UX180 by Panasonic. We shot it in 4K 60 so that we could have the most flexibility in post. We captured a lot of footage, somewhere around 20 hours of raw footage. Every game is about 2 hours long, and I had to log 28 of them. 28 games. I had to watch all of them. Find all the good stuff. So, anyway, I could not have done it without this dude. This is the VIP reception for the film. Right behind me here is the owner of the team. I am so thankful that they gave me the opportunity and trusted me and Juan to do this. Because that's one thing you have to do when you're shooting a documentary. You have to gain the trust of the people. Why don't you tell me, Juan, what the hardest part about filming a sports documentary is?
Not knowing what you're recording, audio,
Yes.
and my visuals. So if you were, for instance, with Lekator, and I was across the other side of the court, 50 feet from you, I didn't know if you were with her recording somebody else or whom. And then what did we do? Earpiece.
Yes.
And so
I wired up Juan with an earpiece from my sound bag that he could listen, and I could put certain microphones in his ear so that he could hear who I was wanting him to focus on. Because this is a documentary where you don't have a big crew, so I'm directing and running audio, and it works because I was able to turn up a certain player in his ear, and then he'd be like, oh yeah, and then he'd go shoot them. But it was hard before we did that, right?
It was. I was kind of lost, not knowing whether I needed to be over there with you, kind of doing my own thing, getting B-roll,
Right.
that sort of thing.
Well, I remember you were having trouble figuring out where to be and where to stand? Because you didn't want to block fans, but you...
Yeah, I didn't want to block fans. I didn't want to be too intrusive with the players. Like, I didn't just want to be that guy in the background. Like, look at this camera guy just kind of being everywhere. It's like, yeah, we kind of have to, but I'm still, I don't know, shy, camera shy. Like, I don't want to be in people's face, even though that's kind of my job at that point. Yeah. But that was another thing that I found was a little bit difficult, just being uncomfortable in those positions.
We're both very introverted, so I don't like to talk to people. I know it sounds weird. Like, why am I on YouTube if I don't want to talk to people? But I'm introverted, Juan's introverted. But when you're shooting documentaries, you got to get like close and into people's space and ask them like probing questions and stuff.
Yeah. One thing that I did was shooting intentionally, not giving you too much B-roll to have long hours.
Not filling up my timeline.
Yeah, so that was a little bit more that I've been working on, was not just spraying and praying, just be more intentional with what I record. That way make your job post a little bit easier.
We've been making a lot of films, and I've been trying to get into a festival for a very long time. I have 30 years of experience in the business. Juan has 10 years experience in the business. So that makes 40 years. And I'd tried to get into festivals at least 10 other times.
How did the idea come about of putting a little documentary for the Ignite's first season?
Well, I was working for the team on the replay system, the in-house replay system. And I'm a documentary guy. I've made lots of documentaries in my career, somewhere between 30 and 50. And I wasn't initially on the team to do documentary, but I'm sitting there on the sidelines at the replay table, and I'm watching the players and I'm watching the coaches and the interaction and the excitement and the athleticism, and I'm just like, we have got to make a documentary about this.
What are you looking forward to? What can fans expect? Just last minute, quick promo.
Fans can expect to see what it's really like to be on a team like this, and female athletes are amazing to watch because they are strong and they are fast and they're fearless. And the documentary really highlights how they all came together as a team that didn't know each other in their inaugural season and made it to the final match. So what I just did back there illustrates another very important part of how I managed to get a documentary into a film festival, and that is a good PR person. So when I realized that my core skills were more in the creation and the editing and the audio of a documentary, and my skills were not as much in the promotion and distribution, was when Kathy, her name's Kathy Keitlinger, she blew my mind when she saw the film. Because originally when we started shooting the film, we just started shooting it because we wanted to shoot a documentary. And then somewhere in the process, Kathy was saying, listen, let me get a hold of this and let me help you get this into a festival. And I'm telling you what, man, that was a missing link for me, because without that PR approach, without her having all that skill in getting the word out and helping in that way, I wouldn't be here. So one of the cool things that Kathy helped me with was getting into a morning TV show.
What was filming this like?
It was very exciting. As a person who hasn't really seen volleyball before last year, I was just taken when I was at the games like, man, this is exciting.
When you want to submit to a film festival, there's a website called Film Freeway, and that is a clearinghouse for where all the festivals are listed. Okay? So if you have a film and it's done or not done or whatever, you have an idea for one, go on Film Freeway and look up festivals that would be interested in the type of film you're making. There's lots of different types of festivals that are aimed at different themes. There are festivals for only certain genres, documentaries only, narratives only, different themes. So you can really find a festival themed for just about everything. This Heartland Film Festival has a category called Indiana Spotlight, and that's where that's what I was aiming for. I was aiming for a film that was made in Indiana. The requirements are that it has to be made in Indiana by an Indiana filmmaker, and it has to be mostly about Indiana things. So this documentary concept, I mean, it was perfect. I'm from Indiana. We're shooting in Indiana. The team's in Indiana. It was just perfect. So when all those things line up, it can work out. As a YouTuber, I always hold my own camera because, you know, YouTube channels don't make a lot of money and I do it for the fun. So I'm just holding my own camera. But tonight, I have a guy who's holding a camera.
Hello.
I'm like spoiled.
Look at that.
This is Josh.
Life comes
Josh Daig.
That's
He's
me.
a good friend of me and Juan's. He's a local DP and a gaffer and a cam op here in Indianapolis, and he's awesome.
Oh yeah.
What are you rocking tonight to capture all the fun?
It's a little overkill. I got a C400 with a Canon 28-70 little photo lens, big battery, easy rig, time code boxes, courtesy of Brian.
Yep.
I also have some.
And all the audio is coming through Tentacle Track E's,
Yep.
which are recording and synchronized later, assuming that we did it right.
Uh-huh. Assuming that we pressed record.
Anything you like about this camera that you want to show off?
I mean, I love the Canon cameras. I'm really invested in those, so I can't say anything bad about them. But no, I mean, it's a great camera, especially for events. It's got that high base ISO that you want for dark environments.
Yep.
So that's why I picked it up today. I mean, it's not a light camera. If I had to hold this steady while Brian talks for like 10 minutes, then it's going to start getting shaky over time. And my shoulders are going to be crying, and I'm going to be crying.
For 10 minutes?
And Brian will be crying. We'll all be crying. And so this is really great because I can hold a really long, steady shot. It really takes the weight off, especially with a heavy camera. It's quite nice.
There you go.
You do look a little silly,
And
maybe.
how close do I have to be to this lens for to be
It's a 28 millimeter.
good right here?
Yeah, that's good. I can see you. Look at
Autofocus
that.
pretty good on this thing?
The autofocus is great. I turned it off. I'm not a big autofocus person, to be completely honest.
Okay.
I have it mapped to this 3 button on my hand unit,
Okay.
so I can toggle it on and off. So I use it kind of more like an AC to just get sharps, and then I leave it on manual. I really, really don't like hunting. So that's like the one thing, if it hunts and I'm like crying in the club.
You're like,
So
ah!
that's a big part of my process is I kind of leave it in manual mode.
Everything on a camera is $60. Everything in an audio bag is $100. Every lens is like $3,000.
Yeah.
It's an
This
expensive.
lens is a $3,000 lens.
It's an expensive thing to get into.
And this is a $3,000 lens.
But I'm just thankful that tonight I have a guy.
That's me.
I don't know about every film festival, but this one has what we call a guidebook. And it's pretty cool to see your name in a guidebook. Look at that, dude. Ignite the fire. Brian Hansen, Juan Guillen. We're in print, dude. I really liked how cool it was to follow them into the arena when they were going to the finals in Vegas. And they're getting off the bus and they're all like, got their headphones
we were a part
on.
of the team.
And they're like
Feel that excitement.
walking in like the amazing athletes that they are, and they're like focused. It's kind of like that classic sports documentary scene where they're going, getting ready for battle.
Yeah.
And as an audio guy, again, my favorite part is all that audio that we were able to capture on the court. Having a mic on the coach during a professional match, I mean, that to me is awesome.
Carly, you got a short tip on the middle, on the gap. Great job. Touches are getting better on the block. That's good. If they get in system, we got to be like the biggest risk takers possible on block. All right? You go in there and you go snag somebody, just taking your shot, one hand or the other down, go get it. If it's double block, rock solid, no chances. Outside hand, good. Let's go.
At a festival like this, you might think that you should be nervous about the other films and how you stack up. I'm not nervous. There's a grouping of films that are all up for the same award, the Indiana Spotlight Award in featured documentary category. I'm not nervous about the other films. I mean, they did what they did. I did what I did. We're just here to celebrate the work, support each other, because making a film is hard enough. Like, these other directors of other films are not your enemy or they're not your competition, right? So I just think that the networking that you can get done at something like this is second to none. As a young filmmaker, I remember being frustrated about not being in festivals and not getting the recognition that I thought I deserved. There's so many documentaries that are on hard drives that are not edited. There's so many ideas that you have up in your head that you think would work, but you're too scared to go shoot it. Don't let jealousy and, fear of failure stop you, okay? Get out there. Finish the film that you're working on. Start the film that you haven't worked on. You have to publish. You have to get out there. You have to make stuff that maybe isn't that good before you make stuff that might be good. So one of the fun things about coming to a film premiere is that you can see someone who's in the film. Marie was in the film. She's famous right now, okay?
I guess.
What part did you play?
A small part, but it was a loud part, I would say. We were probably a few drinks in, but having a good time cheering on our team. And at the end there, that was versus Omaha. So that was a big win. We took out #1 seed. And I think that was probably a moment where I just blacked out. And I'm glad you got it on camera because I wouldn't have remembered
She was screaming and yelling on the sideline, losing her mind a little bit.
Go one!
Out! Three! Out! I think it's great that we all got to come out here as coworkers. We have a great time in the office, but we also have a good time out of the office. So we're happy we can be fans today.
What was it like to see a documentary of the team that you're so close to and admire so much?
It was really validating. I mean, I think that, especially now that we're in the off season, you don't lose touch, but you forget sometimes what those moments are like when you're in the arena and you're a part of things, especially this far away from it. And so I think after watching it, we were all like, oh, we do work for a professional volleyball team that's going into our second year. And so it was a good reminder, and it was awesome. Like, you guys crushed it. You crushed it.
So the cool part about this festival is that I'm going to be in the Q&A after all 3 showings. There's 3 showings tonight, and I've never done that. So that'll be fun. So when you make a documentary, you have to have people that trust you. And we're just so thankful that the players and the staff at Indy Ignite trusted us. Because, putting mics on people is scary. You wore a mic at one point.
I did.
And you're like, what is this guy going to do with that? But,
I always wondered. You guys got to warn everybody, too.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Yes, great job. That was fun.
Thank you.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Fun to relive it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just finished the first showing in the first Q&A, and it's really great to see people that I asked to come, and they came. So like my wife and my family and Juan's family and some friends and clients, and it's just good vibes, man. Good vibes. One of the things you have trouble with technically is audio, and when you're in an arena that has a lot of wireless signals going on and you're putting microphones on people, people get out of range and you have issues. So that was the hardest thing, honestly, was to figure out how to capture the audio of the experience, because without the audio, you don't really have a documentary. So we want you to get close and feel it, right? And that was very technical to get that to happen. Lots of microphones, lots of wireless signals and batteries and all sorts of stuff. At one point, I had a wireless transmission to Juan's ear where I was talking to him during the game and telling him what to shoot. So that's a wrap on the Heartland Film Festival, and I just want you to be encouraged. All right, be encouraged. If you have something that you're creating, finish it, okay? And you might have to finish a bunch of things before you finish one that gets you into a film festival. But create for the purpose of creating, okay? It's a parallel to this team and how they overcome adversity and how nobody believed in them. I've had so many times in my career where I could have stopped, could have given up, could have deleted the footage, could have not finished. I could have just, left and gone to manage a grocery store. But I didn't, and neither should you. If you have something inside of you, if you have a creative vision to make something, even though I got into a film festival, it is not why I made the film. So if you have a creative vision to make something, just make it. It's not about the film festival. Film festivals will follow, okay? But get out there and make some stuff, okay? Do not give up. Make some stuff, and I'm glad you watched until the end, and we will see you in the next one.